Hi, I wanted to make this video to share my method for organizing my miniatures on Notion, because my mini factory is absolute trash. I hate it and I want it to die. So this method consists of two tables. There's this one table for collections, and there's this other table for the individual miniatures. So back here in collections, if I click on any of these miniatures, it's a gallery view. I got a side pick here with the high resolution images of that collection, and then there is a table right here of just the miniatures, and that miniatures table filtered by the collections right here. So this table has these properties: the name, the artist, the tags, which I didn't really add yet because it's a lot of work to tag everything. There is this relationship property here with the miniatures, so that we can add this collection filter. There is the link where I can download the mini, so it takes me to my mini factory page for that collection. And then there is this data added property here, which I use for sorting the table. I also added this tab right here for terrain, specifically for collections that have terrain. I mean, that's basically it, I think, for this table. Now, if I go right here to minis, I added basically this is the description of the table. I added a link for the other table, so it's easy to switch between them, so I can go back and forth. And on this table, I have all of these tabs. There's this favorites tab, which is basically my favorite creators, because I have way too many. So I needed a little filtered view to browse. There's this all, which has all of them, not filtered by any creator specific. There's this printed tab, which shows all the miniatures that I have physically, that I have already printed. To print, which is the minis, my queue for printing minis. And there's again the terrain tab for terrain. In this table, it has the name, it has the category, which is monster, character, base, terrain, beats, and marker. There's tags, a fuck ton of them. It helps a lot when you need to find a specific miniature. There's the collection, which is a relationship property. There's the artist. There's the link for the individual miniature. And then there's also this owned property, which is how many miniatures I have physically have printed. And the location, which is I have a little physical index, so that I know where my minis are sorted. I may add it in the end of the video, I don't know, maybe, who knows. There's notes, there's the status, if I have already printed or if it has been printed, and then again the data added, so that I can sort everything. So if I come here and I click on any of these, I get the artist, the character, the collection, the tags, the status, everything, and the link. In this case, this miniature isn't on my mini factory, it's on my local server, so I can just copy this and paste it on my browser, on my file browser, so that I can download it from my server. And yeah, I have also added some custom CSS here to make the Notion gallery a little bit more browsable, because the default styles don't really work. I will open Chrome here to I have it right here. Right. these are the default styles for Notion. It crops the images on this very weird aspect ratio, so it's not very good. I will add this CSS on the video description. So when you open this sidebar here, it opens on top of the gallery, so you can't browse the gallery while you have the side peek open. You have to close so that you can see what's below, and there's also this jarring little animation. I don't know. So I made it a little bit more pleasing. And I have a 4K monitor, so it's really bad when you have a 4K monitor. The thumbnails are really tiny. So I made this CSS so that it always has 5 columns on the standard view and always has 3 columns on this master detail view. So independent of your resolution, it won't be a shitty experience to browse. And I made it so the side peek panel, it opens on the side of the gallery, so it doesn't open on top, so I can browse everything here. There's no scroll on the table. What else? I think that's everything. I will add the CSS, so you can create your custom CSS for the Notion. I use Amino, which is a Chrome plugin for custom CSS, but you can use whatever. Just look for in the Chrome store. I'm sorry for my English. I think this is very painful to hear, but yeah, hope it has been useful. Thank you. So I forgot to explain probably the most important part, which is the searching your miniatures. Of course, there is a search right here which you can use. For example, I can look for dragons. However, a better way to do this is by using filters. I can search for specific artists. For example, I want to see specifically a dragon by Titan Forge, so I can go Titan Forge, and then tags, I can go dragon, and I can see this loyalty dragon. I can see whatever else. I can also go, for example, I want to look for a fighter character, and this is great because and let me also make it character so that I don't get monsters. This is very useful because usually on most search engines, when you search right here, you look for the title of the mini. So for example, this Al-Nur here, he's a perfectly fine fighter, but he doesn't have a fighter in the name, so if I search for a fighter, I wouldn't find him. So by tagging the miniatures, I have a much better searching experience. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so just a quick addendum about the physical part of the operation, the physical organization of the miniatures. I have these shelves which I 3D printed, and they are labeled 1A, B, C, D, 2, and 3, and they use Gridfinity. So, and each bin has a 3-letter code, so I can find any miniature by basically adding the shelf code with the bin code. So this is 1A DWA, and if I go to my Notion table, I can find this guy right here, it's 1A DWA. On this printed tab, I have all the miniatures and the location. So if I need this guy, I just look for 1A DWA, which is right here, and I can take him with me.